Hi guys, my name's Tulin. Thanks for checking on this video. So I'm going to help you find and bring some light and perspective into finding your purpose, because I know exactly how that feels. I've been in your shoes. I know the non-momentum and the feeling of being stuck in life. So hopefully I'm going to help just sort of bring perspective and help you guys. So first I'm just going to talk about spirituality and materialism, because they're often seen as these two extreme polar ends and they're totally unrelated, but they're actually a whole and need to work together in balance. Because we have spirituality is often seen as these tree huggers, weird peacemakers that hold hands in the street, and then materialistic people are often seen as really greedy, selfish, money obsessed. They want power, and it's just this generic social stereotypes that we create. And we often hear people or ourselves, we say, I'm spiritual but I'm not materialistic, I don't like material things. Or we hear, I'm materialistic but I'm not spiritual, I'm not like one of those weird spiritual people. And that's just the same as saying, what it means is, spirit without matter is expressionless, and matter without spirit is emotionless. So they need to work together, if that makes sense. And you can make money while being spiritual. You can bring spirit to life in the form of matter. And it's the same as an artist who puts their soul into a piece of work and then sells it to the highest bidder for the value that the artist wants it to be. That's the fair law of exchange. It goes two ways. So a lot of people, spiritual or non-spiritual, they have a bad relationship with money or the spiritual aspect because they've placed themselves into, one of those stereotypes basically. So when it comes to finding your purpose, this is my opinion. I think one of the biggest problems that we have in society in terms of finding your purpose is that we use the same formula that we do when we're, choosing our GCSEs, our A levels, our degree, our career, and we're just trying to pinpoint this job title that we're supposed to be doing. And we're trying to get to this end goal, and it doesn't work. It didn't work for me, and a lot of people do struggle with this. So you have to just forget about the job title and you can create something new. It doesn't have to be what society tells you to do or your friends. You can be anybody you want. You can create anything you want. We live in a digital age where, anything is possible. And there's endless possibilities. So you have to create something new for yourself, and you have to experience life rather than just thinking about it every day. So you can't find your purpose because you're trying to pinpoint an end goal and you're not putting energy into motion. And also you're probably thinking, which I was doing, is what is my purpose, over and over, and it's working against you rather than in favour for you. And the fact that we have so many choices as well, we're always jumping from one thing to the other. If you don't like something, then you'll just go on to the next. It's like a paradox of choice. We're getting overwhelmed and then we're lost, and it's just this vicious cycle. And then you might find out what you want to do, and then suddenly it just doesn't interest you anymore. So the first piece of advice would be to escape the distraction and noise in the everyday life. I mean, it's probably easier now because we're all on lockdown, and I think a lot of people are, realizing a lot of things because they're not going to work, and they're not part of someone else's plan. So now they're questioning themselves, like, what is my plan? Like, what do I actually like to do? Because they've been so busy meeting with friends, or, you know, which is fine, meeting with friends, going out partying, or going to work every day. It's you're always preoccupied. So now is a really good time to self-reflect and to think upon that. So I would write in your journal, and just write until you've had enough. And you're gonna write your ideal life, or what you would love to do without money involved, basically. And you're gonna write as if it's already happened, so you'll be writing in the present tense. And I found that some words would come up quite frequently, like inspire, influence, create, design. It was these words that just sort of and like I could feel it energetically. I didn't know what it was that I wanted to do with it, because they're quite broad terms, but it was these words sort of like excited me. So they're sort of clues as to what your purpose would be. Also, writing affirmations. So I would write, I am living my highest soul's purpose. I love money. Money flows into my life. I am abundant. And just lots of affirmations related to what you want to do in life, abundance, gratitude. You can also do one visual meditation. I did one, and it is quite a profound experience. You do feel quite emotional. So I would recommend doing that, because the more emotion you feel, the more energy it puts out to the future. So these three I did when I was trying to find my purpose, basically. So when you've done these, I'm 99% sure you'll get an idea, or like an impulse, and you will need to act on it. For example, I remember it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. I looked at my through my emails, and there was this opportunity to start like an online business, and I just felt like it really resonated with me, and it was like an impulse. It was like, I can do this. Like, I have everything I need. I just acted upon it. So it's really important that once you get that idea, it's like, I could do this, then you need to act on it. So once I acted on it, then obviously, you know, I'm building my online business, and I'm able to inspire, influence, create, design, which is exactly the 4 words that had always sprung up in my past, which I didn't really know what it meant. So that's a really good sign as well. And every day I'm able to create my life, and it's an ongoing journey still. It does take time unraveling yourself and being patient, because we're very we want instant gratification, and it's important to, you know, take time, be patient with it, and also in your journal, just write all your questions down, so it clears your mental space. Like I would write, what makes me different? What am I good at? What am I passionate about? Just, even though you don't know the answers to them, just write them out, so they're just out of your head and onto a piece of paper. It can be really frustrating when you're trying to find your purpose, because you get a lot of anxiety, a lot of frustration, because you're in a no momentum, you're feeling stuck, and it's like, you know, you want to do something, but you just don't know what it is. So I totally understand the feeling, because I've been there. So you need to self-reflect, do some self-actualization with books, courses, just learning and growing every day. If there's anything that I want you to remember from this video, it's this: that I've always questioned and been curious throughout my whole life, and that's led me to my spiritual awakening, new knowledge, new experiences, moving out my comfort zone, new relationships. Yeah, just it's led me to some, down the rabbit hole, but to really just the deep corners of yourself and everything around you, and you do find the answers. Because when you're interested, you find a lot of things that are interesting to do and to learn, and the fact is it replaces fear. It's a compass to your passion and your purpose, and I think curiosity beats fear, because someone is more likely to go into a dark haunted house and wants to know what's behind the creaking door, can hear noise behind, because he or she wants to know, because they're curious, and that overcomes the fear. Like, they just, there's something inside them is like, I don't care what's behind it, I want to know. I think you need is right here. If you're feeling lost, someone told me feeling lost is a good sign. I never knew what that actually meant. I probably still don't know now, but I'm going to give the same advice. If you're feeling lost, then it is a good sign, because it's not going to be like this forever. You are going to come out of it. You have to be hungry and curious for life. You have everything you need, and just never stop learning, because we get to a certain point in our lives and we stop growing, we stop learning, and it's like we've just figured everything out when we haven't, so yeah. So every day and everything is an ongoing journey. So I really hope this video helped you find your purpose, bring some perspective and light. This is what's helped me on my journey, and I want to return that favour for you guys. So thanks for watching. See you on the next video. Bye bye.